I'm always talking about growing food for your household. I just want to quickly show us this interesting stuff. I grew pepper from nothing, basically. So actually, what we do, we get seed or the waste from our kitchen. We just dump them somewhere, and at the end, once they sprout out, we try as much as possible to just transplant, and different kinds of pepper. So I'm showing you this chili pepper. This is just one chili pepper. You can see it's almost even, although it's on top of a raised bed, but it's almost longer, or I don't know whether to use the word taller than me. You know. All right. So this is chili pepper, and this is just one, and you can see how bountifully it has produced. It's the tataya getting ripe. All right. So what I just do is to just come harvest and use for my household. Now, why I am showing us this is to tell us the potentials that we have with growing our own food. Like I said earlier, I normally grow food to cut cost for my family. I'm able to save some money. You can imagine this. Imagine growing chili pepper. I have like three or four of this. This is just one, and you can see if you are going to harvest the seeds from here now, I'm sure all the seeds, if you count them, there will not be anything less than 400 to 500 on just one plant. Now, if I'm going to buy that, it will cost me quite some money. And imagine that you are spending, let's say, an average of 10,000 naira, our currency, 10,000 naira per month for pepper generally. But you know that 10,000 naira, you can actually save it for your family by just planting peppers from your farm. Just plant them behind your backyard. Now, I'm going to show you where I normally just dump all of them. From there, I start to transplant. But before then, under this place, under this same place, we decided, I didn't even know that this one would grow so much like this. We also transplanted a few other ones, later. But let me show you, you still here. See this one. This is another type of pepper. These white flies, I'm going to use some, baking soda and vinegar to chase them away later. Now look at, this is another form of, pepper. It's not chili per se, but it's another variety. In our environment here, we call it shombo. So this is another type. Then I also have bell pepper. Just take the camera closely. Just bring the camera. So look at the same shovel. Look at, but you have it. It's quite. This one is quite big. All right. Now, this is the place where I normally dump my waste from the kitchen. You can see now this one, I've not transplanted this. I'm here to transplant this. So I can transplant. This one is up to about, usually I transplant around 8 to 10 weeks, but you can start transplanting from 6 weeks depending on how viable they are. I like them growing up a little bit so that when I transplant, it will just not take a long time. Now, let me show you some of them that I've transplanted in sacks. Okay, these are a few that I've transplanted in sacks. This one I transplanted maybe about 1 week ago. And of course, see this one, it has started flowering. That's why I prefer it to be up to about 8 weeks before I transplant. So that not quite long from when you transplant, they will just start flowering and producing stuff. Even this one, you can see now, this one is another type, this bell pepper. I transplanted about 2 weeks ago. Now they have even started producing their own See, let me show you another one that I transplanted into bed. Okay, so these ones, you can see how beautiful they are looking. They were transplanted about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. You can see how beautiful they are looking. I think this one is more than 2 weeks now. I think about 3. So what happened here? I used a particular organic manure to transplant this. I'm sure you have heard me talk about frass. Frass is an organic manure that is gotten from black soldier fly. So I got some few ones from my friend who is into black soldier fly farming, and I was able to use them to transplant. Incidentally, they have done very, very well, better than the others that I even transplanted, earlier than this. So this one, as you can see, this one is already producing. It's already producing. All right. Okay, so you can see that all these are from just kitchen waste. Now, okay, this one, there are seeds of tomatoes that my wife just poured here. With time, we are going to transplant these ones away from here, so that we can also have them for free. Just to also let you know, now these ones are seeds that we just poured in here. They have started coming up. Once they get to a particular extent, 8 weeks from when we pour them in and all that, we are going to transplant them to a place where they can get their space and their nutrients, so that they can also be learning. Now, all these are just from our kitchen. I have them. They are very plenty. I couldn't even get a space to finish all the transplants. So I had to now transfer to another part of my farm. So uh, what I'm trying to tell you is this. This is just pepper, from my kitchen. Now, you can imagine I have up to about, it's getting to about, this is just another portion. There's another portion, there's yet another one. Up to about 40 or more stands for pepper. And one can give me as much as the one that I showed you. The question is, can I really finish all of them? I'm not going to be eating all pepper. It means that I have more than enough for my household already. And I have extra to give out to other households. And if I want to sell, I can actually sell, especially for the chili pepper that I know I can actually dry and process and keep for future use. You can imagine the pepper I will use in a year. I can actually grow them from just my kitchen. Imagine the amount of money I would have saved. Let's assume I'm spending 10,000 naira per month for pepper. That would have been 120,000 naira in 1 year. Imagine that I don't have to buy pepper again. So every year I'm saving 120,000 naira. At least I know what 120,000 naira can do for me. If not for anything, at least I can always be using that to recharge my phone, data, to do all that stuff. It has saved me some money. So what are you waiting for? So start using this idea of growing things from your kitchen and taking them back to your kitchen to save your family some money. And at the end of it all, if you have more than enough, you can sell or even give out. Use it to do charity. Don't you think so? So join me in this crusade of self-sufficiency. Thanks and God bless.